Hi, my name is Michelle Rosenthal and I'm a social worker from Brooklyn, New York. I would like to speak to you about my treaty proposal. It's called International Peace Everyday Treaty for Global Truce and Global Ceasefire. I got the idea for this after seeing Peace One Day video by Jeremy Gilley on TED.com. I tried to build on his idea. He went to the United Nations and had all the nations ratify a UN resolution 55-282 calling for the establishment of a one-day ceasefire, and that will be on September 21st of every year. So I said, that's a wonderful idea, and he's been working for over a decade to try to spread the message of peace, that a truce is possible. And the message is spreading. More and more people are becoming involved in this. But I said, I want to take it one step further. I would like to reintroduce this proposal. Instead of being a treaty, instead of being a resolution for a one-day ceasefire, I'm calling for a treaty for an everyday ceasefire. And I'm asking for the United Nations Secretary General to submit this proposal to all the nations based on what I sent him. However, if he needs a nation to sponsor this, I asked him to please speak to the world leaders and find a nation who would be willing to sponsor this idea. I did send this idea to the United States through many channels, through the Secretary of State, through the U.S. Ambassador, to the President, to the Department of Defense, to many different agencies in the United States. I do not know if they are really reviewing my proposal, so I'm going to other nations because any nation can sponsor this treaty and request that it gets distributed to all 192 nations so that they can all sign it, and we can then have a global truce. I didn't get much feedback yet. However, I called again and I submitted it again to the Secretary General's office, and I asked them to distribute this to the proper people in the United Nations so that it can be processed. They said they would. I requested that the Secretary General arrange for all world leaders to come to the United Nations on September 21st, the International Day of Peace, and together to sign the treaty and to declare together with their hand on an oath saying, global truce starts now, global ceasefire starts now, may peace prevail on earth and let it begin with me. And all the world leaders can simultaneously order their military to cease fire. Can you imagine that? On one day, we can end all war. I know that it's not enough just to invite the world leaders, the 192 world leaders, to this ceasefire. We have to include other people, such as militant groups, people who are rebels fighting against the world leaders, terrorist organizations, groups, anybody, any organization, and any entity, and any person can sign a supplemental ceasefire treaty agreement. So I'm calling for all humanity to get involved with this process. Every person on earth is free and eligible to participate in this treaty, calling for a global truce and a global ceasefire. That means reduction of all violence, including domestic violence, everything, criminal activity, all fighting, all violence. I'm requesting be stopped. Is this possible? I think it is. And I'm calling for it to begin on September 21st, 2012. Now, I asked the Secretary General if I can actually even speak before the entire United Nations General Assembly and the United Nations Security Council to explain my idea. It's a simple idea. It's just everybody say global truce starts now, global ceasefire starts now. May peace prevail on earth and let it begin with me. That's the basis of it. I have the proposal here. You can find it on my website, Going for a Global Truce, TRUCE.com. It's a 200-page proposal with 500 ideas on what we can do to strengthen the peace. It's very thorough, very comprehensive, and would be very effective. But we have to get humanity to follow the program. Basically, I'm saying that we have to develop peace alternatives to war, which obviously makes sense. How do we solve problems without going to war and without one human killing another human? We have to make an agreement that human should not kill human. That would be a very nice agreement. Anyway, please spread the word to the media worldwide. Please get this message out. Help me make it viral. Send this clip to all the newspapers, to all the world leaders, to everybody. We have to stop war before war stops us. Thank you. May God bless you. Have a nice day, and say, may peace prevail on earth and let it begin with me. God bless you. Bye-bye.